We're live, socios. This has to be a little bit brief because we've got Mr. La Liga television in the Cathedral, one of the oldest sites in top-level Spanish football, but a new stadium. Listen, Jamie, before we touch on the football, you and I both feel, in fact, you've used a very crude expression about what you feel about this stadium while we were off air. Owen's with us, producer Jack is with us, Derek's with us, Kelvin's with us, Jamie at the Cathedral. Try and convey to people what it's like flying up, arriving in Bilbao, not only on a day of a football match, but a match when they're welcoming one of the other two teams that have never been relegated from La Liga, the reigning champions, and the Basques want to stick one on the Blaugrana. What's it like approaching the stadium? Paint a picture of this magical place.
This, Graham, is probably, in my opinion and from my experience, the city that breathes football the most on a match day. It's impressive because, and you know that very well, you've been covering Spanish football for years now. When you go to a stadium, and that is a culture that is changing, luckily is changing in a lot of places, but still, when you arrive to some places in Spain, they say, yeah, I support the local team, but also I support Barcelona, or also I support Real Madrid, which in the end is a team they want to win. But here in Bilbao, this is about Athletic Club. It's only about Athletic Club, and they are the most loyal and probably one of the noisiest fans, especially one of these days, take place. I usually like when, as soon as I land at a place, to engage in a conversation with the taxi drivers. I think they are a thermometer of what's going on in a city. This taxi driver told me, yeah, we all know that this season Athletic Club have been very poor regarding last season, but don't forget that still in a bad season, as a lot of people are still putting the label on us, we've reached the Copa del Rey semi-final and we are 9th in the table, not that far away from the 7th spot, which might give us access again to Europe. So they are looking forward to this game to prove a point, to prove that they can still dream about playing in Europe next season, to prove a point that they can still beat Barcelona as they were doing a few years ago, because if you take a look at the last games against the Catalans, they haven't gone the way for Athletic Club. In fact, it's been, I think, 2-0, 3-0 and 4-0 for Barcelona. But I'm standing in this stance, which in Spain are quite unique because these are standing stands. In Spain, I think only El Sadar and San Mamés have these behind the goal. This is probably the noisiest part at San Mamés. I have to tell you something. They dislike Barcelona quite a lot in this city right now because of the Nico Williams saga and because of several things between the two board of directors. Basically, if you see there are drums prepared to be the main party to ahead of this game. And Graham, when you walk across the city, every single bar, and when they say every single bar, is all of them have the Athletic Club flag. People are already having a drink, having a bite, some of those delicious pinchos, and talking about football. They love football here. And this is probably my favorite